Hello, G1s, and welcome to episode 7 of the G1 Features podcast. My name is Matt Hero, and with me, as always, is Gear. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm very mellow today, so expect me to not do a lot of shouting and getting angry. I'm just sort of gonna go with the flow on this episode.
There's nothing wrong with going a bit more mellow. That's generally how I go through life, just sort of, go with the flow, see how everything goes, and I mean, it's natural to worry about stuff, get emotional about things, but sometimes you just want to relax and just, calm down a bit. But yeah, right now, Champions League is on TV, so I'm watching that semi with the sound off. And then for the rest, yeah, I just had some re-exams done for for school things, and those are always fun.
Yeah, man, I've got exams coming up in like 4 weeks, so I've still got
Oh,
like some time.
4 weeks. You're lucky. Well, I've got like one exam I still need to do in January, but
Yeah, I have all my exams in January.
I,
I've got one more week of classes, then I got 2 weeks of winter break, then one more week of classes, and then 3 weeks of exams.
busy schedule. I'm mostly done with everything right now. This is something I still need to pass from like the second year or so. And I'm in the fourth right now to add some context to that. But who wants to hear sob stories about what I passed for exams or not? Like we're here to have some fun, damn it.
Yeah, man, I love
Uh,
me some video games.
yes, video games, they are pretty great. So great in fact that I've only played one of them
Yeah, me too.
for the past couple of episodes. Like damn it, like I'm still like Xenoblade Chronicles X is finally out. It is finally here. I've been waiting for this game since it ever got announced. It's just X because I love Xenoblade so goddamn much ever since it was released. I've made that pretty darn clear over the past years.
Have you really? I haven't noticed.
I should probably tweet more often about it then. It's just sometimes
Yeah,
when I get sometimes I can just get super passionate about it and then I just have to talk more and more about this game, which is really, really cool. But yeah, the sequel is out. People seem to really like it. And guess what? I don't have it. Yeah. I mean, like Xenoblade Chronicles X it's kind of like suffered from the fact that it's a December game and I spend my game money on Football Manager and also the fact that my birthday is coming up relatively soon so that it's probably going to be turned into the thing that I pre-ordered is probably going to turn into a birthday present. But yeah, for the rest, more Fallout. Still haven't beaten it. Still loving the living hell out of it. Like the more I play it, I do notice a lot more flaws with it, especially when compared to Fallout 3 and even other Bethesda games.
Really?
Yeah, it's something that has just come to mind more often.
Are we talking like technical flaws
Oh,
or
well, those are always there. They're hardly they're almost part of the design. That's just a Bethesda game, pretty
yeah, but I'm
much.
because like Bethesda sort of made a point of mentioning that this was their most stable release yet, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, bugs haven't really been an issue for me. There've been just some weird occurrences, but for the rest, it usually all runs fine. But it's more like that there is kind of a repetitiveness to it in the sense that almost everything turns into you killing everything. Because there's some cool locations that they made. Like there's one location where there's a racetrack and there's you see a bunch of robots racing and like a couple of raiders in the audience and it's like, whoa, cool, that looks awesome. I want and you have two robot companions in your as a possibility. You think, okay, maybe it's possible that they can join in and I can and there's this whole quest thing. But it just like as soon as you get there, it ends with pretty much a massacre of the raiders all coming to attack you and the robots and everything and there's the same thing like with the combat arena, like a combat arena. You think that's going to be like gladiatorial combat, which was done in Oblivion, But then again, it turns into all the audience members who are raiders killing the shit out of you, or
Let
rather, you killing them.
let me ask you something.
Yeah,
Robot races
yeah. There's robots.
seems. I mean, like, because robots are, and admittedly, I don't know how robots work in the Fallout universe, but generally, robots are like not exactly unpredictable. So, wouldn't the same robot win every time just because it's the best one?
I don't know how it would work here. Like these are the Mr. Handy robots who are like the floating ones who have the jet propulsor. But I assume like the best. But they do have like sort of like personalities to them, I suppose.
Yeah, but ultimately, it comes down to the way they're built, right?
Yeah,
Because they're robots.
I see what you mean, but
That just seems like a really lame sport. I mean, I suppose it is the nuclear
it's the
apocalypse,
nuclear apocalypse. It's been 200 years. They need to entertain themselves somehow
and you know,
without killing
there's no
everyone.
more Graham Norton, and
There's no more television being made. There's no like the computers there are garbage.
I mean, you'd think they'd race with people, have like professional athletes, because at least people are unpredictable.
Yeah, like it. I won't question the ginormous Fallout lore, but for some, we have robot races, and you don't participate in them. You just kill everyone, and there's just like it just mostly ends with you killing everything. And there is moments where you do get to, not like talk your way out of it. Like charisma is super important in this game, but other times it just feels like it all ends a bit of the same. That feels a bit of a departure from stuff like both Fallout 3 and New Vegas and the games like Skyrim and Oblivion.
Yeah, because I know in games like especially New Vegas, I think it was entirely possible to do like a pacifist run of New Vegas and just talk your way out of everything if you just knew what you were doing.
Yeah, like mostly like not kill a single person. I believe that is possible, but I'm not too sure. I certainly didn't do it. I
I
killed a
mean,
lot of people in Fallout New Vegas.
we live in a world where one guy has beaten Dark Souls with the Donkey Konga bongo drums.
Yes,
So anything is possible in video games nowadays.
pretty much. And it just seems, I don't know, like almost like they ran out of time or too much resources. Like didn't have the resources anymore to really work on this stuff. But I'm still loving it. It's just a criticism. Like it, the more I play it, the more I understand some of the criticisms people. I mean, like the justifiable criticisms, not like this game. I don't like it. It's not like Fallout 1 and 2.
The the honeymoon period is over.
Uh, for me personally, yes. Like it's over in the sense that you notice the flaws about it, and it's no longer as like, especially in terms of when you see games like The Witcher 3 do the side quests so different and so well. It's a bit of a letdown when you sort of see, okay, this is more or less the same. I still think Fallout 4 is probably almost most definitely my game of the year, but
That's surprising.
why is that surprising?
Oh no, you said Xenoblade Chronicles X. You haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it yet, so I can't call it my game of the year.
I don't know what my game of the year is. Probably Monster Hunter, honestly.
Okay, that's a perfectly fine. I mean, you still have time to think. Like, you still have a month to go to really think of your game of the year. Though you are seeing all of the lists appearing now.
Yeah, it ain't Just Cause 3, that's for sure.
Oh shit!
It might be actually. Well, I don't know. Actually, I'm considering putting Dragon Quest Heroes, but I don't know if it's like it's up there. But I don't know if it's the game of the year for me.
Yeah,
It is one of them. I think Monster Hunter still beats it though,
yeah,
because I haven't played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate in like ages, but it is just a phenomenal game.
yeah. Like, I can't get into the Monster Hunter game, so then it automatically just doesn't really appeal to me. But I can certainly see, yeah, why like that is such a time sink of a game that really just like understands the thrill of the hunt in that
Yeah.
sense. Also very fun multiplayer, I assume, or
I've never played it multiplayer.
maybe try that or with some buddies that have it.
I don't know anyone who has it.
Oh,
Like, I know of people who have it, but I don't know anyone well enough that has
yeah,
it.
and it's
So,
yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, like it's one of the few big 3DS games that came out this year because because I'm trying to think like what came out for the 3DS this year.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
The 3DS, oh yeah, the new 3DS port. Majora's Mask came out on 3DS this year.
Another port.
Yeah. Paper Jam. I did
Uh,
something.
Triforce Heroes.
Yeah, Triforce Heroes that came out this year. Um, um,
Yokai Watch?
yeah, Yokai Watch came out this year, though not in Europe. Then again, Paper Jam didn't come out in the US this year.
To make up for the fact. No, wait. I was about to make up for the fact that Woolly World. But no, that took ages to come out there as well.
Yeah, like I'm looking, like I just got the nominees for best 3DS game from Destructoids, like from this year. Pokemon Shuffle, so that's the free to play one,
Really?
I guess. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate,
Hell yeah.
Majora's Mask 3D, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, Yokai Watch, Pokemon Picross, and Box Boy. Yes, I forgot about Box Boy.
Don't you own Box Boy?
Yeah, I own Box Boy. Box Boy's great. It's just something that I played pretty early in the year.
Monster
So
Hunter
kind of,
came out in February, dude.
yeah.
I
I
bought
think
it on Valentine's Day and then didn't play it.
like Box Boy is a lot smaller in that sense. Like it was $5,
Ah, okay.
but it's really good. If you want a good puzzle game, Box Boy is definitely like a great game to get.
I really like puzzle games.
It's $5, dude. If it's made by HAL Laboratory. They know their way around a video game.
Unless it's Kirby Triple Deluxe.
Even then.
Okay, Kirby Triple. Okay, before people get mad at me, Kirby Triple Deluxe wasn't a bad game. It was just like way too standard.
Yeah,
It's
most
like
Kirby games have been since.
textbook a Kirby game.
Yeah, like the last real different Kirby game was probably Epic Yarn. Oh, and of course Rainbow Curse as well.
What about oh, come on.
The
The
Wii
one
one, the other Wii one.
No, the DS one.
Oh, Squeak Squad.
No, the one where you multiply.
Oh, right, Mass Attack.
Mass Attack.
That was also 5 years ago or something like that.
Is that 5 years ago?
Mass Attack was 2010, I believe.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure it was. Let me take a look. Because it came out at the end of the DS life cycle.
We're professionals, people. We know all of this off the top of our head.
We know more than most. Oh no, 2011.
Well, would you look at that?
Okay, so a little later,
Yeah,
but
only
still.
4.
Okay, but yeah. Besides that, yeah, you see more and more people doing Game of the Year. So then we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do something similar soon-ish, and hopefully there'll be an announcement of that later this Saturday. But you'll just have to wait and find out.
I'm very excited.
It is a very exciting project. But anything that you've been playing recently, or do you want to
Uh,
skip to the news?
well, Just Cause 3, but I've gone into extensive detail about Just Cause 3 last week, so
I
or
do have a question with Just Cause 3 because you have gone into a lot of detail about it, especially to the stuff that is just something that just isn't really well, pissing you off is maybe the wrong word, or is it the right word?
I wouldn't go so far as to say pissing me off, but I would say frustrating me.
Yeah. Is there enough to it where you still go, I want to continue playing this and
Oh,
beat the...
absolutely.
Oh, okay, that's what I was
I
wondering.
mean, the fact that I'm still playing it says a lot about that. It's just sort of, eh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. It's like,
it's comfort food.
yeah, it's comfort food. It's I described it last week as, oh no, wait, that was in the post show that nobody else heard. Uh, Kind of like the video game equivalent of Soylent. You know,
Soylent
it's
Green.
no. You asked
That's
this last week too. Good God, man.
I know. I'm just joking, but that's what most people would say when they hear
Yeah,
the word
no.
Soylent.
Soylent is an extremely like it is a soy-based food alternative that gives you all the nutrients you need. So it's not particularly interesting, but it serves its purpose perfectly. And being a mostly digestible destruction sandbox is something that Just Cause 3 does pretty well.
I feel like Fallout 4 is definitely comfort food for me as well in that sense. If only that there is quite a taste to it.
Well, I mean I haven't played Fallout 4, but I think Fallout is a little more like complex. You know, it has an actual narrative. I mean,
Yeah.
so does Just Cause 3, but I mean, come on.
Well,
Uh,
Fallout 4's narrative is your son goes missing, go find him.
yeah, but
But
there's also like shorter stories, and that's where you get like your faction quests and your character moments and stuff.
yeah,
You know?
true. And there's also there's a lot of Blade Runner in this game, pretty much.
All right,
Like in
with the
terms of
synths, right?
yeah, like that takes almost full control over the entire narrative. But that's probably the point of it. I assume that there's because it's the Sins, or rather the company that made the Sins that have. Maybe I'm saying too much, so I'll just.
That have gained a lot of relevance in this Fallout game.
Yeah, they've always been a thing. Yeah, they've always been a thing in previous, like in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. But here they are pretty much the main villain. And let's see. And for the rest, yeah, like Fallout 4 is my comfort food, and for you it just costs 3. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's just say that. It's just that,
No, not necessarily.
like, sometimes you want something intellectually challenging, sometimes you want something that truly makes you think different about games, or something that is, like, not in your usual comfort zone. And sometimes you just want to be in your comfort zone.
Yeah. All right, I believe things happened this week.
Yes, things did happen. Things happened indeed. Like, pretty much almost right after we launched our episode 6, PlayStation Experience happened. It was almost right after the Game Awards.
Yeah.
So then, like, we were almost. I was thinking about waiting, maybe wait till that is done, and then we can talk about both of them at the same time. But I thought, PlayStation Experience. There's probably going to be a lot of stuff there, especially last year where they had a lot of stuff to show, even Vita stuff. And I was just like, okay, let's see what they bring now, and then hopefully we can have some good shit to talk about. But
And we don't.
oh, there is stuff here and there.
Yeah,
There's
there's like
definitely,
three things.
but especially when you compare it to last year, it was definitely a bit of a disappointment. And like PlayStation Experience is in this. It's almost like more of a convention in the sense of, hey, we have this whole PlayStation, like especially for you, the PlayStation Nation. Go and enjoy everything, have fun. And since then, like, and I think that's mostly like to get the true experience, you have to be there to really enjoy it together. But as someone who can only really see the conference, it was a bit of a disappointment. And like probably the biggest thing that they showed was more Final Fantasy VII remake footage, which looks amazing. I'll give it that. It looks
It
great.
does.
Like they remade the classic opening of the series, where pretty much like the heist with you and Barrett, who looks quite different now than he did back in the day. But that's probably a good thing because he was pretty much Mr. T in the original, and now he looks much more different and more as his own character.
Yeah.
But um, uh, Yeah, it looks really nice. They show that the gameplay has changed quite a bit. It's no longer turn-based. It's more of an action RPG compared to Final Fantasy 5. What they're going for with Final Fantasy 15, what Kingdom Hearts 3 is doing, which kind of makes sense when you realize that it's Tetsuya Nomura who's the director of this remake.
See, I don't really mind the change from turn-based, just because, and this is going to take a little bit of explanation, so bear with me. Turn-based systems are very old. And I'm not saying that automatically makes them a bad thing. But I do believe that part of why turn-based system exists, why the system of turn-based combat exists, is to be able to have more visually interesting combat. You know, where instead of just like having a single sword stabbing animation like you do in the original Legend of Zelda, for example, you can do like, flashy magic spells and stuff like that you could do in the first Final Fantasy, for example. But nowadays, if you want to do flashy combat, you go real time. You do stuff that like Ninja Theory are doing, or is it Ninja Theory or Team Ninja?
Team Ninja is the Ninja Gaiden people, and Ninja Theory is the DMC people.
Well, I mean, either one would apply then. Ninja Theory, Team Ninja, Platinum Games. That is the way to get flashy action sequences nowadays. So, I don't know. I have no nostalgia, no connection to Final Fantasy VII. So I personally don't mind the change all that much. I just hope that it won't control like the first Kingdom Hearts does, which is absolutely dreadful.
I'm often like, as someone who has played and beaten Final Fantasy VII and has relatively fond memories of it. Like I played it at a friend's house who had a PlayStation and that game, and then I got the game much later and beat it when I about 6 years ago, 5 years maybe. But basically, like I'm open-minded about the change of the direction that they're going for with the combat. It's just that, like you mentioned with turn-based, is that big AAA gaming has largely moved on from it, and I enjoy turn-based combat, so that's something that I'm just kind of like mixed on, in the sense that it feels like AAA gaming just suddenly decided, oh, turn-based gaming is something people don't want anymore on their console games. We'll do something else. And I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I can imagine viewing it as old-fashioned or something not as powerful because portable consoles can do it. But at the same time, like, when I look at something like Lost Odyssey, which wears its traditional, its traditional roots on its sleeve, I don't know. It just sometimes I feel like, it feels like changing for changing's sake. But like I said, I'm open-minded about this change, and I want to say, like, if it's good, it's good, and then I'll hopefully enjoy. Like, people enjoy the Final Fantasy 15 demo, so I can only hope that they do a good job with this.
Can only hope.
Yeah. Other big Final Fantasy VII remake news that we didn't get at PlayStation Experience, we'll get that back to that at some point, is that the game's going to be episodic now, which was a surprise, to say the least. I mean, in a sense, we probably should have seen it coming.
I mean,
because
if you want to get really pedantic about it, the original game was technically episodic because it came on multiple discs.
Yeah, like that. Like, I was going to make an argument as well, but it's obviously a bit like, really? It's a bit of a silly argument, that, but I can see like how they could be divided into like 3 mini movies. Because, for example, you probably know the famous death scene in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. Like,
that is not a spoiler.
If anyone calls us out for that, for spoiling that for them, come on.
True. Yeah, that was the end of disc 1, I believe, and that made it have much more impact. That was the end of one of the discs. Like, oh,
what,
shit!
Really? I thought that was way later in the game.
I may be misremembering it, but like it's either disc one or disc two.
Like
But
you're the one that's actually played it, so I'm gonna take your word for it. But just like I feel
yeah,
like a twist like that would just make sense to be way later in the game than the first third.
yeah, it's the first disc. Like
Okay,
it acts. Yeah,
fair enough.
it's yeah, it's a big deal. Like it's a big moment in the game, and it has much more impact because it is the end of that first disc. Like, oh shit, this is sort of the end of like the end of an episode, and then you move on to the next one, and you suddenly have more emotion to it. In a sense, but like they're going the episodic route both to actually get this game made and like get it out at some point rather than having a constant delay and not having it till like 2025.
So going the route of Half Life.
Pretty much, and well, not necessarily even. Well, yeah, actually, yeah. When they actually meant that, like, that they would, hey, we're releasing these in episodic form so that they can be out earlier, and then we have to wait 3 years. But like, I can see why they're doing it, and the footage that they showed, looking as finished as it does, at least in my eyes, does make me sort of show, okay, we'll probably get then like an episode of it like on episode dish like next year, like late, and then we can only like I'm saying like a lot today, but we can see when it ends, and then justify sort of okay, how long are these episodes going to be, and do they really have everything that the remakes have, that the old games have?
I mean, they're kind of that's like the main selling point of why they're doing it in episodes. So I'd be genuinely surprised if they did start leaving stuff out. I
Which
know
is
that they are
fantastic.
going to change the story a bit because the director said he doesn't want it to end on a nostalgic manner. So it's not going to be a true remake. It's going to be, as Graham Stark of Checkpoint said, a do-over.
I just want cross-dressing Cloud again in PS4 graphics.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see that, like the silly, like people forget how silly Final Fantasy VII can be, and like I think Square themselves forgot about how silly the games were. But
Isn't
yeah, I
one of
want
the
to,
enemies just straight up like a house?
yeah,
Nice.
like I just want to see all that stuff with the level of the graphics that the PS4 can accomplish.
Which is rather impressive, especially considering it's a console.
Yeah, but ultimately we'll see when the first episode comes out. I am hopeful, and yeah, it's just something that I really want to play. But moving on from Final Fantasy VII stuff, there was other stuff that happened in.
Yes,
Would you like
Runic
some
Games
experience?
announced a new video game.
What? What? Sorry.
Runic Games, the Torchlight people.
Oh yeah, which game was that?
Hob.
I don't know what that is.
No, I have no idea what it is or what it's about. I just know that I really like Torchlight 2, so I'm happy that they're making a new game.
Yeah.
And that's
Full Throttle's getting a remaster, which is again like following Grim Fandango remastered and the Day of the Tentacle remaster, which is coming in March now. So Double Fine are pretty busy along with the Psychonauts 2 Kickstarter. Well,
fake.
Fig. Yeah. Have you contributed to that or
You assume I have money. That's adorable.
yeah, sometimes you never know, especially since you're such a big Psychonauts fan.
Maybe next month.
Right. Okay, and then let's see. What um there was new stuff for the Ratchet and Clank game, which looks amazing, but it is apparently a budget title. It's $40.
Okay, interesting.
I'm curious about it because it's both sort of a remake and reimagining of the first game, and also it's a tie-in to the movie, which is usually which all sounds like a bad thing, but the game looks so beautiful that you want to give it a chance.
And the movie looks not as bad as it could have.
It looks okay. I'm not super excited
I
for
will
it.
admit to laughing at a couple of jokes in the trailer, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I hope it's good, but we'll see. Like April's a big year for video game movie. Not April, like 2016,
Yeah, man.
because we have the Ratchet and Clank movie, we have Angry Birds, we have Warcraft, and Assassin's Creed. Like those are all four pretty big video game movies. Moving back forward to the PlayStation experience, there was a game called 100 Foot Robot Golf.
Oh yeah,
It looks silly.
I
I
love
can,
silly games.
and it's like I want to say it's VR exclusive.
Oh what?
I want to say it. I'm not sure,
Boo! I
but
hope
like
not.
along, like they announced a whole bunch of VR stuff. Like Res is getting a reboot, is getting ported to PS4 along with PSVR um, uh, support. That was the word I was looking for. And a vibrating suit that you can wear. Interesting.
Presumably only if it only with the game, but
Yeah. Oh, and a new Ace Combat is going to be VR exclusive.
yeah, the golf playing robot game is VR exclusive. Is a PSVR exclusive.
Lame.
I don't want to play fucking Pacific Rim Golf.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm still like they didn't announce a price or a release date for PlayStation VR, which is weird at this stage. Like you kind of expect them to say something about it now. Like it does sound like they're being serious about supporting this thing, but
Oh,
oh, what?
it's made by the people that made Roundabout.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Roundabout. That was a cute little game. I like that. That's the one with the limo, right? The spinning limo.
Yes.
That was a cool little game. It was cute, as they say.
I like the live action, like the bits.
Yeah, the awkward. And then let me see. Yeah, probably the biggest thing afterwards was Ni no Kuni 2. And Ni no Kuni is, of course, a cult classic JRPG that was made by Level 5 and Studio Ghibli.
We're
Now, the
very
latter isn't,
talented people.
yeah, the latter isn't involved this time because they're still on hiatus regarding all kinds of animation and stuff, but it still has very much that art style of Ghibli. So, it's something.
I
I mean,
mean,
I
if
haven't
you're
played.
into that sort of thing, I'm more
Yeah.
into Dragon Quest as far as JRPGs goes. But Ni no Kuni, like I only played it for a very, very short time at a convention. It was, it was all right, and it
Like,
wasn't really my thing. But I know a lot of people really like it, so the fact
now
that
that I
it's getting
have
a
a
sequel,
PS3, I want to get it. And I actually think I own it on PS Plus or something like that. But yeah, it's been something that I've wanted to start playing for a while now. And besides an announcement of Epic Games making a MOBA, that was
yeah,
pretty much it.
this is like what the 12th major MOBA.
Yeah,
Like, what is there? There's League of Legends, there's Dota 2, there's Smite, there's Heroes of the Storm, there's. Is Overwatch a Dota? A MOBA?
it's a shooter.
Oh, okay. Um,
There's Battleborn, which is like
oh, yeah.
everything, but
Battleborn, there's. Monday Night Combat is technically a MOBA.
it's all. I don't know. The MOBA genre just doesn't appeal to me. So then it's just kind of
No.
it falls into don't care territory. I know a lot of people do. Like it's undeniable how many people.
Oh, there's another one as well. Giant or Huge or something?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's another MOBA. Um, it's got like a one-word title.
Okay. Anyway, that was about it from the PlayStation experience.
Gigantic.
Oh, okay. I haven't played that.
I don't know if it's out yet, but I know it's definitely coming.
Right, I know what you're talking about now. No, it's not out yet. But we're not done yet with PlayStation. because PS1 games not on the PS4 yet, despite being on PS3 and Vita. PS3 games, gotta subscribe to PS Now to play those.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and PS Now isn't even a thing here, so then, why even bother? But, now, you can get PS2 games. About damn time, actually. But,
Yeah.
yeah, PlayStation, we saw stuff of this already in Star Wars Battlefront, which, if you bought the Darth Vader PS4, I believe, or either that or, the special edition of the game, you get Super Star Wars, which is like a SNES game, and then 2 PS2 games. So everyone's just like, okay, this is already a thing, and Sony hadn't really said anything about it. You expect this to be a big announcement, but then it just sort of yeah, this is a thing now.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're officially going to start emulating games of the best-selling console of all time.
Yeah, and it's sorry, but it's an interesting batch of games that they have released right now, and also just sort of it adds a lot more possibility of adding great games on the PS4 because, like you said, yeah, it's one of the best-selling consoles of all time with one of the greatest libraries of all time, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it has to the weird thing is that PS2 games you could already buy on the PS3, but the games that are listed here are non-compatible with the PS. If you want to buy the PS4 version, so basically, if you have Dark Cloud on the PS3, you have to buy it again for PS4, which sucks. But
Yeah.
on the one hand, you do get upscaling and trophy support, so
At
there are
least
some.
one of those might be worth it.
Yeah,
Unless you
uh,
really like trophies, which
yeah, and one of them is
uh,
Dark Cloud, which is this huge cult classic, which I haven't played yet, and I really want to. So I'm really happy that's there.
I'm really happy that War of the Monsters is there, which is a game that I personally really love, and I don't know anyone else who does, but
I haven't played it. I haven't
I
even
freaking
heard of
love
it.
it. It's super cool. It's a 3D fighting game where you play as giant monsters who try to destroy each other, and you know, if you take out the city around you, then that's just an extra bonus.
Right. Other games that include are the 3 GTA games, so Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
It feels kind of weird that they'd go with all three of them right at once.
Yeah. Rogue Galaxy, which is also a level 5 JRPG. The Mark of Kree, which I hadn't heard of. And Twisted Metal Black, which many people say is the best Twisted Metal game. So then, and there's going to be more on the way. There's some stuff that's been trademarked, Parappa the Rapper 2 is going to be coming.
Fingers crossed for Shadow of the Colossus and God Hand.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just wait. There's so many PS2 games that you could be porting. You can port Silent Hill 2 on there, which is one of the big classics.
Persona 4.
Persona 4, exactly.
The old God of War games.
Yeah, God of War 1 and 2, the Jack trilogy.
The old Ratchet and Clank games. Prince of Persia. Sly.
Kingdom Hearts.
Okami.
Yeah, Okami, there's the PS3 version. There's the PS3 version, but yeah, there's so much stuff that you can go and port. The gate is open for these games to be on PS4 now, and even PS1 is also possible. At least, Final Fantasy VII, the original, is on PS4 now.
It's an upscaled version, isn't it? It's the same as the
It's
PC
the Steam version.
Yeah.
That's how that is on there. So maybe go check it out through there if you're interested in playing it, in playing an almost 20-year-old JRPG.
I do have work to do.
But it has the Popeye arms and everything.
Oh yeah, that's really selling me on it, dude.
I do try. Moving on from Sony this time. Yes, we do have other stuff than Sony. There's a bunch of Nintendo stuff in the sense that we're getting a final Smash Direct, and this is probably like the last thing we'll hear from Smash Brothers in a very long time, like until the new game, I suppose. For on the December 15th, where we'll get more information on Cloud on in Smash Bros. Boy, this stuff just keeps coming back to all of that.
Yeah,
But
and we have more Final Fantasy stuff after this.
we do.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh. And also probably we're gonna hear about the Smash Ballad character, whoever's gonna be that. So it's
Non-specific action figure. I still believe, but I also didn't vote because I don't care.
He may have a shot. Like with that ballad, everyone pretty much has a shot, especially after the Cloud announcements. Like, which just opened the floodgates for so many other game characters.
It's probably going to be like Banjo or Shovel Knight or, someone people actually care about.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, Minecraft Wii U finally got announced, so that's happening. And the weirdest thing is that, with Minecraft, you do a lot of item management, right?
Yes, so it stands to reason that your inventory would be on the gamepad?
Wrong!
Of course.
Minecraft Wii U will not support gamepad item management, which seems like the biggest no-brainer of them all.
Uh-huh.
But apparently the gamepad only can do off-TV play with Minecraft.
Are you kidding me?
It seems kinda lazy. And I mean, I can't blame them, like, this thing is way too late to be on Wii U right now.
Oh yeah, remember when, what was it? Alright, the Wii U version of Watch Dogs.
Good times.
Oh god.
But it's, it just seems like it's happening, and that's cool for the people that do want Minecraft, on the Wii U.
3 of them.
Yeah. But it seems like such a no-brainer, and oh well. And let's see, what else? Yes, one of the weirder announcements is that System Shock 3 is happening. Okay. Like, the original game came out, like, System Shock 1 came out in 1994, and System Shock 2 in 1999.
Maybe they looked at BioShock and was like, "What the fuck did you guys do? All right, we're bringing the original one back. Let's do this properly this time."
Well, BioShock is the spiritual successor because System Shock was made by Ken Levine and other people at Irrational Games.
Yeah.
And eventually that would become BioShock. But yeah, now there's this other company, Other Side Entertainment, which has acquired the rights. They're a relatively new company. And the countdown is set to Sunday. And it should be noted that its lead designer is Tim Stelmach, who was credited as an original designer of the first System Shock.
Okay.
So it is someone who has knowledge of the franchise and has been there since the beginning.
Wait, only the first one?
It says the first one.
Okay, because the second one is the one people like.
Yeah, the second one is... That's an experience. But, yeah, that's happening all of a sudden. That's news I wasn't expecting. This year's been weird. Like, it's like we're living in this weird time bubble where everything old is new again.
Yeah, it's just like the 90s and early 2000s are suddenly back, and it's just like, oh no.
Yeah, like Psychonauts 2 is happening now, a Final Fantasy VII remake, Shenmue 3 is happening.
It's only a matter of time until we get denim jackets back.
Very soon. But, yeah, that's a weird little game to suddenly pop up. And then, what was that other thing with Final Fantasy? Because I legit forgot.
That Final Fantasy VI is coming to Steam in a few days.
Oh yeah, that's out on... Oh yeah, that's coming out... Like, Final Fantasy VI is like one of the greatest Final Fantasies, and one of the greatest JRPGs ever made.
It is my personal favorite Final Fantasy game. And it looks terrible.
What?
the PC version looks awful.
Uh-oh. What did they do?
Um, it looks like they took the sprites, dragged them into Photoshop, just poked them with the smudge tool for a while, and then put them back, and then ran the whole, and then spent about a week in RPG Maker, making the interface, and then farted it out onto Steam. Yeah, it's supposedly a port of the mobile version, the iOS and Android. I don't know, is it on Android? Probably.
It probably is. I can't check because I don't have an Android to...
You kidding me? Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with the original pixel art, and you could have at least made an effort to make the interface not look like the default interface that is at the top of the list in fucking Game Maker Pro.
Yeah.
But no, another lazy PC port from Square Enix.
It does look pretty terrible looking at it now. Like, especially when compared to the old pixel art, which looks so much better. It looks too clean, it just doesn't feel right.
And the sprites just don't mesh with the background at all, with the
Exactly.
unchanged background. So that's kind of really disappointing, especially considering it's my favorite um, Final Fantasy
Final-
game. So I guess I kind of do feel a bit of what the hardcore Final Fantasy VII fans are going through right now.
Yeah. Well, 7 is also on... Well, there's so many, Final Fantasy... God, there's a lot of Final Fantasy games on Steam.
Yeah, they brought like 13 and 13.2 over recently as well, didn't they?
Really? Okay, then.
I
But,
can't remember if Lightning Returns is also there, but
let me check. I'm on Steam right now. Lightning... I get Pajama Sam too. Oh yeah, it's there.
amazing.
It's out today. It's out tomorrow, actually.
Lightning Returns?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. Sure. When did Lightning Returns even come out? Was that
I want to
last
say
year
like
or
2013, maybe? Maybe even 2014.
professionalism? Let me check. Load. Why won't it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, 2000, like late 2013.
There you go. And, it's not exactly coming to Steam with much fanfare. And
Okay,
again,
it
it
was
also wasn't very
like
good,
November
apparently.
2013 in Japan, and then February 2014 in the United States and Europe.
Okay.
But who cares? Final Fantasy 13. Meh.
Nobody I know.
And I think that's about it for the news section. Is there anything else that we can talk about?
Well, yeah, we can keep this theme of horrible monstrosities going and go to our community section, where every week we ask for questions. So far, the response has been limited, but everything is appreciated. Last week we got 2 questions. One of them was serious, which was nice. And this week we also have a serious question that we can give a serious answer to.
Nice.
It comes from the Stickman, because of course
Okay.
it does. He's a great man who loves communicating with us. What is the scariest video game you have ever played? For me, that is quite simple. It's Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Okay,
'Cause
really?
I don't play a lot of horror games,
That was
and
one game that you played. Why?
I don't know. I heard it was good. Like, I figured, I know I don't play a lot of horror games, but I know this one's really good, so I'll give it a shot. And it's just like,
Yeah.
yes, this is a very good horror game, and I would like to stop playing it now. So I did.
Horror games just aren't really your jam.
No, they're not. Like horror movies aren't even my jam. Like my top favorite horror movies are very good movies, but they're not like traditional horror movies. I'm talking like Cabin in the Woods, Army of Darkness, John Dies at the End.
Yeah.
Which are very good movies, just not traditional horror movies.
Yeah, I can see what you mean with that. I'm also a bit of a pansy when it comes to like scary games or scary movies. Well, with scary movies, not even that scary anymore. Just sort of like you can see like scary movies don't really scare me anymore so much, except like when they are really affecting. Like I recently saw The Descent, and The Descent is terrifying. As for scary games, like one that stands out to me personally, especially because I was introduced to it when I was a wee little lad, was Dino Crisis for the PS1. And today it isn't particularly scary, but it scared the crap out of me as a kid, and especially like seeing dinosaurs in such a monstrous way. Because Dino Crisis is pretty much like Resident Evil Dinosaur Edition, like tank
Okay.
controls and all. And that's a game that definitely stood out to me as being super scary as a child. And yeah, Silent Hill 2 is a game that unnerved the shit out of me. Like, a game has to truly get under my skin to truly scare me. Like, I prefer my Jacob's Ladder kind of scares rather than the Five Nights at Freddy's Ooga Booga Booga type of scares.
It's odd because I do like reading horror books and stories. One of my favorite books right now, and I did finish it a while ago, but I still think about it a lot. Is House of Leaves, and that book is very scary. I'm currently actually reading. I went back to my Lovecraft anthology, and I've been reading that again. It's because for me, horror works best in my imagination.
Yeah.
And horror tends to just work best in your imagination. And a lot of horror games I find work best. Stuff like Silent Hill 2, stuff like
Yeah.
Amnesia: The Dark Descent works best when you can't see what you're supposed to be scared of.
Fatal Frame 2 was a game that used to really scare, or Project Zero 2, if we're going the European name of it. But that was a game that very much unnerved me back in the day. Now it's a little more silly. And like it came out in the time when J horror was like the big thing.
Oh, when you had like Ring,
Yeah,
The
Ringu, The
Grudge.
Grudge, all that stuff. Like that was the big thing back in the day. And since then, it's I don't know. Like when System Shock 2 came out, I played through that, and that was super unnerving. Like it's a game from 1999, so it's very, very blocky and all that. You know, but there's a part of that does make it unnerving. Like sort of like this is supposed to look human, but it doesn't,
Hmm.
and it's just sort of terrifying. And especially like a lot of that is atmosphere. Like your character is silent except for one hilarious moment, and then for the rest, it's you and and Shodan, who is terrifying.
I will
And
say
yeah,
there is a horror game that I own that I very much want to play, but I just haven't yet, and that is Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Yes.
The sad part about Eternal Darkness is that it's best when you don't know anything about it.
I know some things about it, but I don't know any like specifics.
Well, you know how it fucks with you in terms of the fourth wall breaking, right? Or
I know like one or two things about that. So,
okay, uh,
I'm not quite as blessed as I was with Cabin in the Woods by going in completely fresh, but I'm still relatively in the dark about Eternal Darkness.
yeah, that's probably the best way to tackle it then, because nothing. There's been nothing like Eternal Darkness since it came out, and I think that Nintendo has the patent on it. I'm pretty sure they do. Like the way,
Probably explains why it's a GameCube exclusive.
well, it's a Nintendo IP actually.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Huh.
like it just happens to be made by Silicon Knights. God rest their soul. And fuck Dennis Dyack.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but yeah, those are some pretty other scary games. Outlast. Oh God, Outlast.
Mm.
That was a game that both have the ooga booga scares and the I just like calling it that, the jump scares and the atmosphere to really go along with it. Now that's a scary video game.
Outlast offended me on like a personal level, so I didn't want to play it.
Oh yeah, but
And
yeah.
one game that isn't necessarily a horror game, but that did like shock me to my fucking core is, of course, Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh, the phosphorus.
Well, that, but there were other moments as well, and just the game as a whole, just like the game as a whole is just holy shit, what have I done?
Yeah,
And that's really what works. It's like that's what makes it work is it makes you think, oh my god, I'm a terrible person. And that's not necessarily like, there's a monster under my bed, but it's just this deeply personal sort of realization where I'm the bad guy. I fucked up and now I'm the bad guy.
yeah. There is that. There is a bit of criticism in that, in the sense that Spec Ops does force you in that narrative, or at least it's like, for example, in Undertale, and this is like the fifth time in a row or sixth where we've mentioned that game. But again, there is the actual choice of being
That's true.
the villain, and in Spec Ops, it's sort of forced upon you through the narrative. And I mean, that doesn't
I don't
change
know if
that.
that's well, that is a criticism to a certain extent, but I mean, like, if that's the story they wanted to tell, then fair enough.
It's ballsy, especially for a game like that was a not necessarily a triple A game, because it was a fairly
But it was
budgeted.
definitely, it came across like a modern military shooter.
Yeah,
And that was what's so clever about it is, but at the same time, that's also probably why it didn't do so well financially, is that it looked like a modern military shooter, and so people who were sick of them probably wouldn't buy it.
it felt like something that was chasing the Call of Duty. That was chasing the Call of Duty.
Well, more the Medal of Honor thing, I think, just because Spec Ops is a relatively old IP.
Yeah, but all the Spec Ops games were shit pretty much, and then eventually, like, Line was the reboot
Yeah,
that
and
sort of
it's just
changed
like,
everything.
holy crap, this game is genius, and everyone should play it. Everyone should play Spec Ops.
It's like super cheap on
It
stuff like
really
Steam.
is. Like, unless you genuinely hate first-person shooters and just can't play them, there is
Actually,
really very little excuse for
Spec
you
Ops is
not
a
to play
third
it.
person shooter, right?
Yeah, it is. Did I say first person? I just
You
meant
said
to
first
say
person, yeah.
shooters. Unless you just genuinely can't play shooters, you really have very little excuse for not playing Spec Ops: The Line at this point.
Uh, Going a bit for like another quick little thing, like going on the tangent of scary things in games that like aren't particularly scary. Like, there's a jump scare in Bioshock Infinite, which annoyed the crap out of me. Like, God damn it! Like,
Is that
sort of like,
the sound guys?
yeah, the boy, I forgot the name. This
The
like Boys of
hearing
Silence or something like that.
the
And there's
hearing
one like right
boys.
behind you where you did something,
Oh yeah, that was
and then
bullshit.
he yells on the top of his lungs, just like, "God damn it!" And it was like 3 a.m. when I was playing it
Oh
because
yeah.
I wanted to finish it.
Can I do one more and then we'll wrap up?
Sure,
Psychonauts.
what part of Psychonauts?
Um, it's one of the early levels. People who have played it will probably know what I'm talking about. Is one of the camp counselors, the one you get? Oh, I forget her name. Mina, I think.
Oh, the one with the orphanage and the.
Yeah,
Oh God, that was
it's
just
like
like
the level itself. It's very sort of it's actually probably one of the more interesting levels in the game, just because there's no enemies in it. It's all platforming challenges because that's where you learn the levitation power. But then, if you know where to look, or you just stumble across it accidentally, there's just a side room um, where everything is on fire, and and it's revealed that she used to run an orphanage, and they all burned alive.
fun stuff.
And coming across that, like, Is just like, because the rest of the level is like it's a disco, it's a party, it's upbeat, it's happy, and then suddenly burning children.
Fun times. And just a quick shout out to Fallout 4 and the Museum of Witchcraft. That also was pretty, like tense, I would say. Eventually, like it does have that oh shit moment, but it wasn't scary in that sense. But
All right. Well,
yeah,
I think that about wraps it up for this week, eh?
that about wraps it up, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. You can hope you enjoyed the G1 Features podcast. We very much enjoy doing it, so I hope you go and give the other episodes a listen if this is the first time you've joined in. You can now go and follow everything that we do on G1 Features. We just recently released, at the time of recording, At the Scroovies, episode 45, which is the second to last episode of 2015. And then, yeah, there's going to be something really, really exciting planned. So definitely go and subscribe to G1 Features and check the ScrewTech site very, very soon. And for the rest, you can follow me on at the Matt Hero on Twitter. And where can they find you?
you can find me at Gear12_Turbo on Twitter as well, where I talk about all sorts of things, and it's generally a grand old time.
Right. Well, then, I guess this about wraps it up. And have a lovely day, everyone.
Bye!